Grand Theft Auto 6 will have real-life crypto in the game, but with the game being pushed back again to November of 2026, and I believe it's actually going to get pushed back even more. I don't think this game's coming out till at least 2027, but everything leads to GTA 6 having crypto in the game.
Take-Two Interactive, the parent company of Rockstar, actually launched a blockchain game with Ethereum called Zynga. So it looks like they already kind of have the partnership going. FaZe Banks 2 years ago talked about how GTA, this is gonna be the first video game ever that creates true millionaires. Not like you're streaming Fortnite and you have subscribers. Like you are gonna have a 9-to-5 job in the game and make real money. Welcome to the Real Oshow. I'm Zachary. Joining me as always, my partner in crime, my brother Joshua.
And on today's episode, we break down the rumors of GTA 6 using crypto, and we talk about Michael Jordan's lawsuit with NASCAR. Enjoy.
They paper getters, they want money more than they want fame shit. I swear we go so hard, we on A-list. I see my niggas prevailing. We going hard for the hand. We gonna stack till we jaded.
This is a great interview. They doing their thing.
We're going to start today's show with 2-minute takes. Our first take is Disney is ruining live sports at the expense of fans. So at the end of October, ESPN removed a bunch of their services from YouTube TV, most specifically a lot of their NFL content. The reason why they're doing this is because they're trying to protect their own assets. Disney now has ESPN, Hulu. They're buying everything they can possibly buy. And YouTube is the #1 video platform for NFL content, whether that's games and or highlights. But the #1 reason why Disney wants to get rid of YouTube TV is not only for leverage for future contracts, but also because YouTube controls the younger demographic. Therefore, forcing people to use ESPN or they have to go and buy cable TV.
It doesn't make sense to me that the NFL would allow Disney to do this to YouTube because YouTube paid for the rights for NFL Sunday Ticket. Plus, they also host games already that aren't Disney owned. Obviously, if Disney owns the games, they can obviously cut YouTube out of that. But to me, at this point, this ruins the whole system the NFL has created with essentially segmenting all these games to make the most possible money. This is literally a pyramid scheme all in one that YouTube's going to be like, fuck it, we don't want your games. And that hurts the NFL. That doesn't hurt Disney. That hurts the NFL. And if the NFL gets hurt, that then hurts Disney's deal. So this is like a shaky ground setup that at the end of the day, YouTube is going to win. They, like Joshua said, control the younger crowd. They don't need football to be just fine. YouTube became the biggest video platform before football. Now, football obviously gives it the distribution, has the eyes of the younger crowd, but the NFL definitely needs to step in here and be like, Disney, you're not doing this, and YouTube is going to stream your games.
The NFL only cares about their bottom line, their money, and they know Disney is going to be able to pay the most amount of money. My big flack on this is just purely leverage for future contracts. Disney is trying to crush Google and YouTube as much as they can, which I don't think they can.
They can't.
But as of right now, they control all these live sports. Disney is buying up all these streaming services in hopes to have the most control, to have the most say. And if they have the ESPN deal and they can just put it on all their apps, it's easier for them to sell it to NFL.
I hear the centralization, but this is where the NFL's at this point. And it's really why Roger Goodell and the NFL is playing all these international games. They need new fans. They need more fans. They can't just keep double, triple, quadrupling down on the NFL fan that's already sitting down and watching every single NFL Red Zone game, watching their favorite team, watching the highlights. Like, they need to create new fans, and you're not going to create that all on ESPN Plus, because guess what a non-sports fan's not going to have? ESPN Plus, but they might have YouTube TV. So I think it's a bad idea by Disney, and I think it's a bad idea that NFL is allowing this to happen. And I'm telling you right now, it's not going to end well, and or YouTube is going to win out with getting the games back on YouTube TV.
You have to make things more accessible, because when they actually shut this deal, it was probably the worst Monday Night Football game possible. So Disney's basically being like, you need to go buy this extra thing that you already paid for YouTube TV. You've already paid for all this other stuff. And now you have to go buy another app. You have to go transfer all your shit again. And it's like, the product isn't that good to be doing that. Like, I want to watch the Detroit Lions. I don't care about watching the Broncos and the Raiders on a Monday Night Football game.
But that's only certain people. There is football fans that live and die for every single game.
But you already have those people. Like you said, you're not getting new fans.
No, I agree.
So it's like you have to make it accessible. You have to do it. And they're already leaning so much into gambling that it's like it's already tainting the game. We're already seeing everything happen on a rail where it's like the integrity of these games are already being questioned. Now you're going to make it harder to access them. It doesn't make sense.
That's a great segue into the next topic. 2 Cleveland Guardians pitchers have just been arrested for essentially rigging pitches. Now, Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz both were paid $5,000 on June 15th to rig a pitch. Emmanuel Clase is kind of the head guy here that told Luis to do this, and then he got $5,000, and then Luis got $5,000 on June 15th. Then it happened again on June 27th, and they did the exact same thing. And now it wasn't like, oh, you got to give up runs or you got to give up a hit. They were all prop bets. Back to the NBA, these prop bets are going to get canceled 100%, but they were betting on him to throw a ball on June 27th, and then on June 15th, it was to throw a pitch, the second pitch to be under 94 miles per hour, and he threw a slider in the dirt. So they're obviously going to be in trouble, and this gambling thing is getting out of control.
These guys are arguably 2 of the dumbest humans on planet Earth. For $5,000, not only did you throw away your whole career, you are now going to jail. And guess what? All these early offenders are going to be hit with the book to deter the next wave of people that are going to do this. And I completely agree with you. Prop bets, these little micro bets that you can do on every single pitch, every single innings, every single game are going to go away for 99% of the guys. The only people that you will be able to prop bet on are going to be the absolute superstars, because it's way harder for a superstar to be approached and rig a game.
I don't have Luis's contract, but Emmanuel's contract, he was due $26 million over the next 3 years, and he threw his career away and will be in jail for a long time for $12,000. Let that sit in.
And a lot of people will be like, this is degeneracy. This is pure idiocracy. You are one of the dumbest humans on earth. If you throw your career away for $5,000, $50,000, it doesn't matter if he did it for $5 million. It was still a stupid fucking move.
You want to know what's even worse? For essentially $24,000, if you put them both together, the people they did it for made $460,000. And you guys got $24,000. You guys have to be the dumbest people of all time. I'm glad they got found out. And obviously, Cleveland Guardians, like, stock's really down now at this point if you got 2 guys rigging.
Our deep dive of the week is Grand Theft Auto 6 will have real-life crypto in the game, but with the game being pushed back again to November of 2026, and I believe it's actually going to get pushed back even more. I don't think this game's coming out till at least 2027, but everything leads to GTA 6 having crypto in the game.
It's definitely going to happen. Early rumors are Ethereum is going to make the play, which makes a lot of sense from, I think, a brand building aspect of Ethereum to get in front of more people who have maybe never heard of it and or have heard of it and like, I'm going to have some Ethereum now. But Take-Two Interactive, the parent company of Rockstar, actually launched a blockchain game with Ethereum called Zynga. So it looks like they already kind of have the partnership going. They probably test it, which we talked about before the show. It's definitely going to happen. FaZe Banks, probably now almost 2 years ago, talked about how GTA, this is going to be the first video game ever that creates true millionaires. Not like you're streaming Fortnite and you have subscribers, like true, like you are going to have a 9-to-5 job in the game and make real money. Ethereum, Bitcoin, US dollars, whatever they end up going with, it's going to happen, and it's going to become the first true metaverse game of all time.
I have a few points on why I think Ethereum, Bitcoin, or even USD will be in the game, and you will be able to make it. And I do agree with FaZe Banks. There's going to be millionaires that are created from this. One, GTA 5 already included a stock market. In GTA 6, we're now assuming there's going to be property ownership. There's going to be things that you're going to be able to transact, whether it's skins, whether it's cars, whether it's properties. It's already in the game. It's 100% going to be in the next one. 2, the game takes place in Miami Vice. The headquarters of crypto on planet Earth is Miami. I mean, DeSantis literally said that he wanted to take his payment in crypto. So it's already embedded into the city. So it makes a whole lot of sense to have it in the game. And like Zachary alluded to earlier, Take-Two is already starting these virtual economies. They have new forums going on where customers are spending, new digital economy expansions, and they already have online micro economies. If you look at GTA 5 right now, they've already modded role-play servers that have already integrated crypto and NFTs. Now, with that being said, it's not Ethereum or Bitcoin. It's kind of like what they would call a meme coin, but it's already starting to happen, and that has nothing to do with Rockstar. They didn't do this. This is the community already doing this. And not to mention, Bitcoin, crypto is always associated with crime. The whole game is about crime. So to have it in the game is almost like hand in hand.
There's going to be even more crime if you rob somebody and get real dollars or real Ethereum or real Bitcoin. Like, think about what's about to happen. But I want to go back to the stock market point you made. If they do create a real stock market that you can invest Ethereum, Bitcoin, US dollars, not fake currency, BlackRock will 100% eat that up, because BlackRock's already talked about tokenization of everything. And he literally said everybody's downplaying how fast everything in our world is about to be tokenized. NFTs, money. He even talked about, he's like, I don't know what's about to happen to the US dollar at all. Everything is going to virtual digital currency, and BlackRock is going to have their hands in this game. Plus, with GTA spending so much money, they're going to need that $500 million, $1 billion from BlackRock. They're going to need it. Even though they're going to make a ton of money on the back end, why not have somebody who already has the infrastructure go into the game? Like, I was just, before we did the show, I was researching, Joshua. GTA spent $200 million on water physics to have realistic flooding, make surfing real, and have hurricanes. What GTA is about to pull off, whether we get into the where you put the headset on and have true goggles, like real metaverse, Ready Player One style, GTA is going to take on this. People are going to already be losing their jobs because of AI. Literally, your only thing is going to be play GTA 6 and make money, whether streaming or not. This is becoming so real so fast. And I think the reason they keep pushing it back at this point, one, it's almost a meme at this point, and like people aren't even mad anymore. They're like, they're just going to keep pushing it back. But two, I think as they keep putting these timelines 3, 4, 5, 6 months out, AI gets so much better that it's almost building on top of it. They're like, oh shit, we can now do this now and add this. And then they're like, oh, we got to move it back 4 months. And then by the time they get there, and then AI's already here. So it's, at this point, they're going to go all out. It's probably going to be 2027 when the game comes out. But I truly believe that there's going to be real currency, whether US dollars, Bitcoin, or Ethereum, in GTA.
I want to go back a little bit because I do think AI is going to play a big role in GTA 6. But if you look at the demographic of who actually plays Grand Theft Auto, 18 to 35-year-old is the biggest demographic. 18 to 35 is also the biggest demographic in crypto. So it's like, again, going hand in hand. And I also think this is very interesting because GTA could be paving the path for a lot of AAA studios to use crypto. They're already kind of waiting to hike prices after GTA. Like, if you look at a lot of these AAA studios, they're all saying once GTA 6 drops, we're allowed to inflate our prices. We're allowed to make our shit more expensive because GTA is going to do it. But at the end of the day, there's too much Reddit leaks. There's too much talk about crypto being in the game for it not to be a big part. And it would make no sense to just have a stock market that you can't continuously benefit from, because the people that are modding the game on live are making real money in GTA 5. That money isn't going to Rockstar. Rockstar is a publicly traded company. They got to give shareholder value. What more value than adding crypto into the game where they can keep on getting a piece of every transaction that goes on in the game? They're getting that little piece over and over and over again. And again, GTA 7 won't come out till 2045, 2050. So this game is being built to last. You have to build something that's going to give reoccurring revenue throughout the years.
I also think the best way to make someone want to play the game more, want to quit their job, want to play 12, 15 hours a day, let them make real money. Like, if you could sit at home and make $150, $200 in a day playing video games, a lot of people would do that. There's very few people that'd be like, fuck it. Like, I'm going to just play a couple hours, make my $20. I'm actually going to go to work and do this and invest in a real stock market. But the way kids have grown up, you know, kids younger than us, obviously. So you have like Gen Z, and then before that, a lot of these kids grew up with COVID. Technology took over during COVID. So this is a real thing. It's why streaming has blown up. People are used to staying in their house and just playing video games or streaming, being on the internet. And this is a direct correlation of what GTA is doing. They're almost preying on the human weakness to be like, if we give you everything in this game, you're only going to want to play it. Like, GTA is going to make people who have never played GTA want to play GTA and make money off it.
I want to go back to your AI comments because I think this is an interesting fact. I was doing a little research, and people think that there's going to be an AI reactive mission, which basically means, like, depending on how you do your first mission, it'll change how the other missions kind of evolve. Whereas in like the current GTAs, it's like it's kind of stuck in its thing. Now, there might be like a little bit of differences from player to player, and they're actually saying on how these characters in the game, the NPCs, will actually react to you, will change as the AI develops. I just think there's so many layers to this game, and you saw it in Red Dead Redemption. They have a morality system. This is going to be much, much deeper than that, where we might see NPCs doing like crime. You might see like the police have a different shift in their attitude. I just think GTA has something going on. There's something below the surface that we're not all talking about, because if it keeps getting pushed back, there's got to be a real reason for it. And obviously Take-Two is known for not putting out anything unless it's perfect. But there's got to be something there more than what the eye sees right now.
I have a great theory about GTA 6. Joshua, you know the movie Free Guy, right?
Yeah.
They're in a video game. They all kind of play a character. Then people in the actual world will like go in to like try to like make sure everything's going well, all that. And then obviously Ryan Reynolds breaks out of it and they fuck up the whole game. The people who own it are like, what is going on? Because they're trying to find out like a lawsuit. That is what GTA 6 is about to be. Like, they are going to create AI characters that are going to develop. They're going to become different people. Like you said, you're going to be able to go, do this mission, and then it's going to create this mission. You're going to meet this person. Like, it goes back to my almost earlier point. The game is going to build on top of itself, whether you complete all the missions or not. But I think the game is almost going to be never ending. Like, it's almost going to be like you're chasing your tail a little bit. And that's why it's taking so long to come out. But the power of AI in this game is going to be the first ever, and the way they're able to build on it. But these characters are like, like when you used to play GTA 5, like people, crash into you and fight you and like, all that stuff. That's going to happen at scale of everything. We're going to round out the show with a Did You Know? Joshua, did you know Michael Jordan just won a lawsuit versus NASCAR proving they run a monopoly?
My guy never loses.
So Jordan became an owner of 2311 in 2020 with Denny Hamlin. Since he took over, they've actually been semi-competitive, winning 9 NASCAR Cup races, which made this lawsuit even a bigger deal. As of October 2024, Jordan and his team sued NASCAR for essentially restricting their team from making money. Their current revenue structure is about 25%, the lowest in all of sports. So if you have a car, you make about $10 million a year. Jordan's team has 3 cars, so they make essentially $30 million a year. The only problem is it costs them $60 million a year to race. So essentially, they have to find $30 million worth of sponsorships to even survive, not even make money. Now, you might say if you win more races, you make more money. And yes, that is true, but it's very, very little. So say 2311 has a car that leads NASCAR in points and they win. They would still fall short $27 million, and NASCAR just signed a brand new TV deal worth $7.7 billion, where there's 2 families that get 65% of it. There's the France family, who actually owns NASCAR, and then the Smith family, who owns some of the biggest racetracks on the circuit. Jordan and his team 2311 are essentially arguing that the structure is completely unfair and that it takes the risk off the families who own NASCAR and own the tracks and puts all the risk on the teams who are in charge of making the $7.7 billion TV deal. The lawsuit is to push closer to a 50% revenue share, and Jordan essentially won the push that NASCAR is running a monopoly-like structure, and the judge agreed with it. Now, this doesn't mean Jordan and his team have won the trial, but in December, when the trial begins, it'll already be agreed that NASCAR runs a monopoly-like structure. So it'll be up to NASCAR and Jordan to find facts to prove or disprove that they're directly harming teams with this revenue structure. But now it fully makes sense why every uniform and car is decked out in sponsorships. It's not to make a ton of money. It's literally only to survive.
This is just another example of why Michael Jordan is considered one of the GOATs. He's obviously only been in NASCAR for a couple of years. He's already going at the league, but it does make you think how this is going to shake out. And they win, will they actually get more rev share? We see this in like UFC, WNBA, where the rev share is kind of low compared to the NFL and NBA. It is very interesting that the owners of the league have no risk in all of this, when racing is one of the most expensive sports on planet Earth. If you take a look at F1, that is completely the pinnacle of anything racing, there's only 3-4 teams, maybe 5 teams that are actually profitable in the year. And if you look at a team like Mercedes, they're spending $300 million a year on the team. That's not winning a race. That's not anything. That's just to show up and go to the races. They're spending $300 million. Now, when you say that NASCAR, it's only $30 million, still a lot of money, but it's hard to believe that Michael Jordan has a team that has won several races and they can't even come close to a profit.
It's funny you mentioned Formula One. That was one of the main arguments that the France and Smith family were trying to make to these owners that were mad about not making money. They're like, okay, you don't have to race here. You can transform your car to Formula One. That was like one of the main arguments. And Michael Jordan was like, no, you fucking can't. Like, it's a completely different sport. It's a completely different type of racing. But at the end of the day, they've already kind of lost the monopoly argument. So the revenue share, I think, is going to be guaranteed to go higher. Now, does it go to 50%? Does it go to 35%? Does it go to 30%? I don't know. But the revenue share is going to go up with this deal.
That is the dumbest argument I've ever heard. You just transform your car to go to the Formula One. That is, you can't do that. One, Formula One is one of the most exclusive groups in sports. Like, even the shitty teams of Formula One would whoop every NASCAR team ever in the history of NASCAR. NASCAR is the hillbilly brother of F1. You know what I mean? Like, so to think that you could just go to Formula One, that's like being like, hey, you're in the minor leagues of baseball. You know what? If you don't like the minor leagues of baseball, why don't you just go play with the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Dodgers? No. Like, you're a fucking idiot.
I think the craziest part of this whole story is not that Michael Jordan won the lawsuit, was the $7.7 billion TV deal. That is college football, Big Ten, SEC
Who's
contract.
watching that? Who's watching that?
A lot of people.
Now, I will say this.
They sell out fucking 100,000 stadiums.
And I will say that. NASCAR is great live. Like, when you watch racing is great live. On TV, it does no justice. And to me, to be honest with you, the reason why the live is so fun is because it's a constant party. People aren't just like watching the race. They're getting fucked up. They're hanging out. It's a whole shindig. There's concerts there. There's a ton of things going on. So that makes sense. But if you truly watch NASCAR on TV, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you must be a belligerent drunk, because that's the only way you could possibly watch someone go around a track in circles, have no turns. All they do is left. It's just a left circle all day long. Like, you have to be a belligerent drunk to watch that.
There's a ton of people that watch it, obviously. They're not trying to just lose money on $7.7 billion. There's obviously a crowd. There's a ton of people. It's probably more popular down south. You know, we're just football people, so we don't understand it. But the revenue structure of two families essentially eating it up, that's gonna go away and be done.
And if you made it this far, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We always appreciate you for tuning in. Peace.
About to get all this dough. Me and no fuck niggas know. I swear to God we the ghosts. This ain't the story they told. Man, if you know, then you know. I never had to tell my dogs that we on rough for greatness. They paper getters, they want money more than they want fake shit. I swear we go so hard, we on A-list. I see my niggas prevailing. We going hard for the hand. We gonna stack till we jaded. I just told my niggas that we on a mission. Yeah. It's gonna be hard to get it.